Hola everyone, come estás? Ciao ragazzi. Hello, welcome to JigJaw, if I can say it, JigJaw episode 4. This is the third time I've recorded this because first time the recording didn't work on the computer, second time the camera stopped playing. So I'm going to check again. It's recording. How are you all? Thank you for coming back to number 4. This is making me laugh so much that I've even done 4. Apologies, the tablecloth's still upsetting everyone, and I know that my system's upsetting a few people due to the feedback I'm getting. So I've got a new plan. It's a casserole dish. It's my IKEA. This isn't dirty. I just can't seem to get it off. Anyway, so what I'm going to do, on the advice of Laura and my friend Claire Loftus, who's just messaged actually when I had just mugged up my first recording, second recording, I'm going to duly put, because this is my, this side is my shabby amount of edge pieces. And so I appreciate that I'm churning and churning and churning, and you're all seeing random little edge bits. And it's driving you nuts, which is meant to be a very relaxing, this is meant to be all relaxing. Turns out it's not. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do this. Once I've churned and established that they're not edge pieces, they're going in this. This isn't to say that that's quick, because I've also got this, remember. So we've still got that. But it's a start. And Laura in Brighton just said, "Oh, that's just enough." She was about to break the quarantine curfew, and she was about to come up and deal with me immediately. I said, "No, all right." So Laura, I know it's not very glamorous, but a bit like myself. But in fact, this is what I've decided to do: the casserole dish. I know that it's bold, this jumper, because yesterday apparently I also picked up quite a lot of bits and carried them around the shed. So this is a bit of a bold move, but it's so cocking cold in here today that I have to wear a jumper. So I'm leaning over a bit so I don't pick them up. There's so many things I've learnt in 4 days. Also, I've had to moisturise because I found it on the front of a magazine because I'm not a proper lady. And anyway, I've moisturised because people were concerned about the state of my hands. And actually, my hands are so bad where we've been washing our hands so much that actually my finger, I might have said this before, but my fingerprint is not recognising on my internet banking now. Yeah. Oh, see, this is a good system. Look, there's a piece there immediately. So I hope that this is settling some OCD nerves out there, and that I do seem to be cracking on. Also, Fred said that apparently he put a few, when I did do these bits yesterday, he did some sort of flourish with the computer, and he's made it better. Oh, look, here's Bethany. Hi. Hi, this is the third time I'm doing this now, Beth, because I've mugged it twice.
You still haven't had your Kit Kat, I see.
I haven't had my Kit Kat, no, but I'm going to do that as a treat when I've actually done it. Now, bad news is we had a Zoom call yesterday with some lovely friends, and actually what's horrific is that our dear friend Helen, who lives in Wales with her husband and her that baby's so beautiful, I can't even tell you. Anyway, mind the bag, Beth. And so what's happened is that she woke up, she slept, and then she woke up in the morning, and in the morning they noticed that their 3-year-old plum tree, which was in the front of their garden, has actually been stolen. Not just taken out of a pot, but actually dug up from their front garden. And, oh, Beth's going to help now, nice.
I'm only come and help for a little bit.
But so what you do is, edge bits go here, that's a bit of a stretch, you can't get your face in, that's the whole point. And then the other bits go in here, in a casserole dish. Okay, so if they're not edge bits, they go ding in here. But she's had her plum tree completely stolen, and I can't get my head around it. That, like, it's all quarantined. We're meant to be in at night. Nice one, Beth. So you should have turned up ages ago. And good laugh. And but they've stolen her plum tree, and then so if you see it in Wales with some itinerant youth, or maybe they're old boys just out stealing plum trees, could you report it? Oh, you are smashing this now.
No, that's fine.
Okay, just put them there quietly now. And yeah, so if you find it, or if one of your members of your family, oh blimey,
Sorry.
that's nice for everyone. If a member of your family has got, I've got a lovely new plum tree, and you go, where'd you get that from, Mum? And she can't explain it. She doesn't necessarily have to live in the Welsh area, does she? Because people seem to be travelling everywhere. Thanks, babe. So, yeah, that's desperate news that Helen has had her plum tree stolen. But what is good news is I've had an email from Dwayne. And I've had
an email from Dwayne.
I have. So it was very lengthy. Oh, hang on. It keeps shutting down, Beth, but I think it's because it's tired. A bit like me. Okay, so here let's answer some of Dwayne's questions. Dearest Dara and Julia, I like the new intro outro music for the series. Oh, so do I, Dwayne. And it was there on the first one, but Fred still can't work it out. But it kept going really low. So we don't know what that was about. I like it, and I hope that you do the jigsaw jig because I think that's important. What's your next question? How do you know that I would have asked about your underwear? I just do. I do. And all I'm wearing today is a pair of Crocs and a jumper, nothing else, because I've got so lazy that... Oh, I should show you these because it's got to a point now. Can you see? Now... ordinarily Crocs are unacceptable, but because I've now got Beth's going bored.
Well, no,
they're not.
I need to finish my bonus round.
You do. You need to go and do your quiz. Crocs are unacceptable, but because I've got to the state of total slovenliness here now, to be honest with you, I can't even be bothered to put. That's it. I just can't be bothered to put anything else on than that. So when I went and picked Bethany up from Morrison's, that was it. How old are your dogs? You mentioned one was so old she fell off her bed. Do they sleep in the shed? They don't sleep in the shed. It's just that they've become a bit strange since I've been off and we've all been here together. And they follow me everywhere. So even in here, I had to bring a dog bed in because, they follow me everywhere. And so she comes in. That one's particularly old. She's about 11 or 12. You don't know. She's a rescue. And the other one's about 8 or 9. Don't know. Going to have a slurp of tea. Hold on. I've done this so many times now. I'm actually dehydrated. So no, I don't know, Dwayne, but no. In fact, I seem to. Apparently, my snoring was so horrific last night. I think I'm in the small bed again with the dogs tonight because Matt didn't really sleep. I think it was constant and loud and rumbling. Which country did you enjoy least in your travels, professionally or otherwise? That is easy, Dwayne. That is Fuerteventura. Matt and I got a holiday off Ceefax. Oh yes, I think you're all going, oh crikey, yeah, Ceefax. Ceefax. Some people won't know what I'm talking about. You're going to have to Google it. Ceefax. And you could buy holidays off Ceefax, right? And ding. And we went to Fuerteventura, which means Windy Island. It didn't mean anything to me. It didn't occur to us that everybody went there for windsurfing for a reason. So we found a beach. Well, the first thing was the hotel was appalling. And our room had loads of flies and we were by the sewage unit. So there was this constant rumbling of the sewage. It was relentless. And anyway, so we were the first drop off. Always a worry on a holiday, isn't it? If you get dropped off first. It was about 10 minutes from the airport. So we got completely dumped on that one. And then we found the beach and we went down to the beach and it was, we thought, why is it so empty? It's a beautiful day. Anyway, you went down onto the beach and it was so incredibly windy, as the name suggests. But the sand was so painful that you couldn't stand. So you couldn't stand on it at all. So and people must have been laughing at us, but we didn't see anyone. Anyway, we found a dune. We huddled into a dune and we put our stuff there. Had a bit of a nice morning in the sun. And then we went for lunch. A couple of sardines on a grill, that sort of thing. And we came back and all of our stuff had been very neatly sort of taken out of the dune and put at the bottom of the dune in a pile. And we were a bit confused. Anyway, when we
I know I can. Do you know how many Starbucks nose drinks in a week?
Just say 57. It's just a joke. Sorry, where was I? So yeah, we looked up and everybody was naked in the dunes. Everybody was naked in the dunes, and we realised that we were in a huge, on a nudist beach basically, and we looked like we just come fully dressed, like almost in dinner suits, the way we were. A couple of our women had their swimming hats on. God knows why you bother with that. Anyway, this German guy came down, totes naked, and said to us, he apologised, and then he said, see, on this rock we have booked this dune, and basically everybody has there's a rock they found in their dunes, and then they etched in the dates that they booked those dunes, and because they were out for their lunch, we didn't know because there was nothing there. We just assumed that we could have the dune, but apparently they'd pre-booked it. So, and I think when you're naked, you sort of top trump anybody because I'm not going to wrestle him. Well, I think that might be where Matt and Sven used to go on holiday. I can't remember. I'll have to ask them. I think they've been there, but I can't. It's not where we met them. Yeah, I think they go there. Right, next question from Dwayne. Let's have a look. I tell you what, if this isn't recording, I'm going to lose my mind. What is the worst meal you've ever had in your life? Was it the one you had with me in Manchester when you found some glass in your starter? Yes, it was, Dwayne. But to be honest with you, I think we can both agree that finding glass in my starter actually jazzed the evening up quite nicely. So it sort of helped everything, really. What's the next one? What was the most difficult event you've ever show called, ceremony or otherwise? Right, that's easy as well. At the O2, a big government tax company hired the whole thing. And it started at 10 o'clock in the morning with Tiny Temper and singing, and it went on for about 8 hours. It was relentless. And they had so many speakers and so many people, and a big dinner that they had to get to and then come back and do another bit. And they were under a lot of time pressure and financial pressure, the producers. And Bob Geldof, as lovely as he is, he can half talk, and I think I can talk, and everybody thinks I can talk until you've heard Bob Geldof talk. It's unbelievable. Anyway, he spoke so much, he put everything behind so much that everybody else afterwards really was scuppered. So I had people on standby, like literally saying, stand by to go, oh, actually, the producers were like losing their minds behind me, like screaming in panic and saying, don't let them go on! Don't cue them on! Tell them to go on! So I go, thank you so much. So if you could send them home. And they said, but they're on standby. Yeah, I know. Could you send them home, please? Thank you so much. There'll be a car. And basically, it was like that for hours upon hours. And yeah, so that was quite hard. It was funny in hindsight, but my God, it was literally like, and could you send them home, please? Thank you so much. It went on. So it wasn't quite the show they wanted, but I didn't have to help them on that one. What's it? Did your mother embarrass you in the way that you publicly embarrassed your children when you were a child? No, she didn't. No, she didn't. It was a very, very good question. And probably you should ask my two how they cope with that. But no, she didn't. She really didn't. You have a yoga outfit, but have you ever participated in yoga? Yes, I have. I've done it 3 times in a hall with my friend Tracy, Catherine and her daughter Olivia. And it's in a small hall in Benfleet, which I've just about found the way to, and then quarantine happened. But I have to... They're a huge... It's a little hall. But the marching the military band rehearse there. And they've got these enormous pictures, and when I'm lying there and the candle's going and the little guy's doing a prayer and stuff, this enormous picture, and Catherine, you'll be laughing at this, there's a picture of a girl playing a clarinet which is so enormous it's a little bit off-putting. The scale of the picture, the scale of a clarinet, it's not exactly like being in a spa situation, but I do my best. And also I have to sit behind Catherine and Tracy, because if I got eye level with them, I would have to chat to them or try and put them off or make them laugh about something. So I always sit at the front, and this, unfortunately for everybody, means that they get to see my downward dog in its full glory, but it's still better than me wasting £6 talking my way through somebody else's class. Are you still in contact with any of the Russians? No. Are you? Not because I don't like them, just because I'm not. I just haven't had... I'm not in touch with them. But I bet you are, because yesterday I heard that you're on so many Zoom calls with everybody. Something which I'll be ringing you about, let me tell you. Here we go. This is Dwayne saying this. I worked on a corporate gig with the Titmarsh for 3 days last year. He was great. But we agreed that if I ever spoke about him, I should say he was a diva with an extreme Class A drug habit. He thought it would make him sound more edgy and dangerous, thus expanding his blue rinse origin space. Well, good on the Titmarsh. Getting absolutely... trying to give the impression he gets wasted behind the greenhouse on fertiliser gases. I like that, and I also like that with the reverence you call him the Titmarsh, because there is only one way, and you're correct. Next question. Is Nathan's boyfriend gay? Well... he's doing a very good impression of it if he's not. How long do you think that it will take you to find all the edge pieces of the jigsaw? Well, the way this is going, we're going for 4 days, Dwayne. I mean, Bethany's found more than me in like the 2 minutes she was in. I think, as I said yesterday, I think 8 years. Did you know that Kate Prince choreographed a dance show called Message in a Bottle comprising of songs by Sting? No, I didn't. But I know that everybody will be much relieved and much more enriched for knowing that too, as I do. Do you still listen to BBC Radio 5 Live? No, I don't. Because Nicky Campbell one morning started a debate, a phone-in with "My dog does crazy things, what does yours do?" And that was it. The end for me. So now I listen to ranting people on LBC, but at least I'm not hearing what their dogs do. These are not necessarily questions for Jigsaw, just questions I want to ask you. Sorry, Dwayne, I've just broadcast those. Right, here we go. So are people preferring this, that I'm actually getting through the Jigsaw now? I know that Claire, who's a jigjawer, jigsawyer, this must be driving her up the cocking wall. Good news though, Steve Logan has sent me a new photograph of himself, and it was just a reminder really. It is one of our favourite outfits that he brings on away with us if we go away to work. It's stupendous. And for those that have seen it, you'll agree. It's the purple velvet cloak with the inordinately large and stiff gold collar, and it goes right above his ears. And it's also lovely because it's got a bit of matching gold braid along the bottom, which sometimes picks up quite a lot of dirt, doesn't it? And you can't really dry clean that even. But I like the way you're wearing it, and I also like the way that Poss is sort of standing beside you in normal clothing and just sort of just takes you as you are. There's not even a hint that is what she's wearing versus what you're wearing is clashing. But I do think, Steve, that the bunches are too much. I think you're taking the bunches too far. I think they're taking away from the outfit. But I'm very, very glad you sent me that, and I know that the trunk that when we go away, the trunk of your clothing now is getting so large that Qantas are sort of almost treating it like, I don't know, cargo. So very glad for that. Oh, I want to show you my vegetables. Here we go. These are my dog food cans. Look at those. Tomatoes. I mean, they're not all here, but they're tomatoes with coriander. Oh, see what a dog food can do. Bet you're jealous. That Matt said last night. Actually, he said that actually we're doing so many vegetables now that we need to get people over to harvest. And I thought that was a great idea because I was thinking that actually I could say that you're all essential workers and that you could come over to my house and that you can do the harvest with me. I thought it was quite a good idea. One thing I was thinking about was really randomly was my friend Darren. He's on Australia too. I had to go into Australia every now and again so that they keep it, they can understand. So Darren in Sydney, he stayed with us for a bit, and he was going on a cruise. So my mum took him shopping, and he was looking for some swimming trunks. And over here they have that little bit of netting in. I'm going to have a cup of tea because it's making me dry out even thinking about this. In the swimming trunks here, they have a little bit of netting, don't they, to keep all the boys' bits and bobs in. And he was so surprised by this because apparently board shorts in Australia don't have netting. Went a bit South African now. They don't have netting apparently. Now, this made me feel a bit goosey because I was thinking if we ever go to visit Darren, and he's the most amazing surfer, right? If we go surfing, or he teaches me, and I'm lying on a board behind, and he's lying on the board in front of me, and he's got his board shorts on, and I look up and I just see bits and bobs of Darren that I can't unsee. I'd just have to go in, and I'd have to just say, look, I'll come back in half an hour, I just need a break. I have a little cup of tea, because I wouldn't be able to unsee that part of Darren. His bits, like on a board, not reined in by the netting. And that worries me more that I was thinking about that last night, and as to why. But I feel better for sharing it. Which also reminds me that since I've been doing the quarantine, there's nothing I can't do with an aubergine. I've never done so many things with an aubergine, ever. So I'm glad about that, and I had to share that with you as well. I've got to say hello to Jorge. He's Mexican, which is why I had to do that accent, otherwise he wouldn't understand his name. I think it's his birthday today. First year I've not managed to get your card to wherever you are, so I've mugged it. Sorry, babes. But Jorge is a great Mexican stage manager, and yeah, we miss him basically. But I will try and speak more Spanish for you like that, Jorge, because I know that then you just feel part of the group, and you know how well my Mexican Spanish is coming on. I will. A few people have asked for some theatrical stories, and I will do some because I've got so many of me being an absolute buffoon, and I don't really know how I've ever survived working really, even from college. Most of you know the stories, but I'll have to repeat some of them for the people that don't. But I might do some of those tomorrow, basically. I tell you what. Oh, you've got to watch. You got to watch. It's called The Biggest Little Farm. The Biggest Little Farm is amazeballs. Talking of my farm here, it's amazing. Got to watch that. What was I going to say there? Oh, hello, Gordon. Oh yeah, my neighbour Gordon is so rad. See, all these notes I write down are so rad. It's literally what my mind is like. So I'll be sitting there chatting away, and then this will come up. So Gordon, my darling neighbour, who's passed away now, which is a real shame because I loved him like his father. Don't even start me on my father, that's a whole another story. But he made me laugh because he was telling me and my mate Pete when we did a little breakfast club. He said, "I'm not going to give to the elephant and tiger charities anymore, Ju." He spoke like that. That's just not. I'm not just making that up. I said, "Why?" And he said, "Because when I started, they've got less now than when I started giving them money. So I'm not giving them any more money." And I thought that was a very pertinent thing. He's like, he's been giving money for years and years to tiger charities and elephant charities, and each time they said they've got even less in the wild. So he abandoned that. And I thought that just really, really made me chuckle. Another thing that randomly came into my head last night was about chefs, right? How do chefs get away with being so cocky with their own work? So like, they say, oh, you've got to taste my amazing, I've just made this amazing food, right? Taste my fine work. Oh, isn't it amazing? I'm just amazing, I've just not. Now, if I went to work and spent the whole day saying, oh my God, I just queued that, I was just absolutely amazing. God, I was astounding there. I'm so proud of what, it's like, I'd just be, well, you wouldn't work for 10 minutes, would you? But that occurred to me last night because I was just watching again, I was watching a chef telling me how good he was. I thought, well, shut up. I know. I'd also like to, while I'm here, not that anybody's listening apart from 20 of us, thank Candy Crush, the King lot who produced Candy Crush, because they've given us, haven't they, Liz? They've given us eternal lives for another week. I mean, I do see my family, and I am with them. I don't want to give the impression I'm just doing Candy Crush and sitting here, but today it has been a bit like that in here because I haven't managed to achieve to record anything. Oh, I don't know if I showed you my prop. Now, for those that know me, know that that is my life. Spraying that everywhere, freshening all my bits and bobs up willy-nilly. And I'm just going to keep that there. That's an empty bottle, but I did spritz with a large bottle. So I think, although we don't seem to have got many more edge pieces, I think we've done pretty well today. While I was watching last night with Matty... Oh, just dropped something. Oh, I've dropped the Kit Kat. Idiot, it's going to be broken. Last night we were watching one of those makeover shows with those not VD glasses, Ju, VR glasses. The ones that you put on your head and they show you a virtual life. And we were watching that, and the problem with Matt, because he's a carpenter, you see, the problem is watching it with a carpenter, with someone who's in the trade, is that, so the designer will say, yeah, I'm going to do that with ply because it's much cheaper and it's $2.99 a square foot. And he'll go, no, it's not. It's just, why is she saying that? It's easily $14.99, $15.99 a square metre. Why is she saying it's that? It's not. And he'll say, nah, they're never going to do that 20, they're never going to do that for 20 grand. Never, ever, ever. It's going to be 40 to 60. And watching Matt's face at the end, when this couple have absolutely mortgaged themselves up to the hilt to make this designer's dream come true, he literally looks a bit smug. And I just looked at it, and I have to watch it with him because I watch so many death row stuff with people in orange jumpsuits. So we do combine, and he can't stand all that. So we watch those together. But I was just laughing, going, his pleasure watching that is actually from watching the designers mug up the budget. But listen, I'm going to go because I know that I literally can't stop talking, and I have only achieved I'd say about maximum 6 pieces of edge. So I'm going to try and get rid of these tomorrow, finish these tomorrow, so we can start on that mighty box there. But I love you all very much. I know there's probably stuff I've missed out telling you, but fortunately there is time. I'm even losing my voice. But have a great night, sleep well, love to you all, and also Nathan, do watch that, Nathan and Andrew, watch that film, The Biggest Little Farm. It'll just give you a few minutes off the masturbator. It'll just give you, like, to show you a bit of what else is going on in the world. Just to give you a bit of time out. Anyway, love to you all. Speak to you soon. Bye.